to Farrington Family Schoolhouse. In today's video, you are going to come along and teach a full lesson with me using the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 2 course book. So we are going to teach a full lesson. If you are new to my channel, first of all, welcome. My name is Gabby and I am homeschooling. I have 3 kiddos, but I'm currently only homeschooling one of them because she's the only one who is old enough to be doing school right now, and she is 6. And again, we are using the Good and the Beautiful Level 2 Language Arts course book. So come along with me, let's teach my kiddo, and I'm going to show you exactly how I teach language arts. So this is the Level 2 course book from the Good and the Beautiful for their language arts. This is our 3rd year of using the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts curriculum, and we absolutely love it. It has made teaching so easy and so enjoyable. So when you first open it, this is a new edition. This is their newest edition, so it explains how this edition is different from past editions, which if you're new to their curriculum, this is not going to mean a whole lot to you, but it tells you, it lays out all the items that you need for the course, which is really helpful to read through before you start teaching. It tells you what you can expect from the course, and a lot of this information you can get on the website before you actually buy the curriculum. So you can see, for example, this course combines the following subjects: phonics, reading, spelling, writing, grammar and punctuation, literature, geography, poetry and memorization, art appreciation, and art instruction. It goes through the principles behind this course. It explains how to get started, how to teach every day. This is really helpful if you are new to homeschooling and just really have no idea like how to structure your teaching. This is super helpful. Phonics cards. This comes with phonics cards, which I'm going to show you right now. These are the phonics cards. These actually came with our Level K course book. So like I said, this is our 3rd year of using the Good and the Beautiful. This came with the first course that we ever purchased, and it was just like multiple sheets of paper. All I had to do was punch these out, and then this is what we were left with. So super easy to assemble, and you are actually supposed to separate them and organize them, which it explains how to do down below. Ours are not separated and organized right now just because they're just not. So once they master a certain number of cards or section of cards, they get to color in these pictures, so that's kind of a fun incentive. And again, in the course book, it tells you exactly how to organize the cards so that learning and teaching is super efficient and goes along with what you are teaching in the course book. We've also got sight word ladders, which we are going to be starting today. And then once they master a ladder, there are pictures over here that they get to color, and you can see at the bottom, like once Vivienne masters this, she'll get to color in the seashell. So that's fun. You've got pages of sight ladders, you've got the table of contents, Unit 1 overview, so we are in Unit 1. There are also course reading assessments, so we did that yesterday. We started with that, and then yesterday we completed Part 1, and today we are going to be teaching Lesson 2, Multisyllable Words, Part 1. So we have yet to dive into that, but I also like that we are getting to a point where Vivienne is doing a lot of independent work, and it says specifically at the top, here is independent practice. So what I do, instead of letting Vivienne write in the course book, I actually copy these pages and let her work on the copied pages. That way I can reuse this book when my other 2 children start to homeschool and when they get to this level of coursework. So before we get started, just to give you kind of like a timeline, a time frame for how long it takes us to complete a language arts lesson, just depending on what we are learning for that day, how much do we have to review from the day before. It can take anywhere from, I would say, 30 to 40 minutes max. These lessons don't take a ton of time, but this is one of our main subjects, so we do like to, we take a little bit more time on this than I think we do other subjects. I would say language arts and math are the 2 subjects that take us the longest amount of time in our school day. Okay, so we are going to start with sight word ladders. Vivienne is pretty advanced with regard to reading and spelling. So instead of having her do how the book explains it, which is to practice the, sorry, Vivienne's putting her colored pencils away. It's to have her practice 1 to 2 ladders each time we do a lesson. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna dictate words to her, so I will read the words off to her and she's gonna spell them on the board. So Viver, I want you to grab a dry erase marker. I don't even think I've allowed you to say hi today. Do you wanna say hi?
Hi guys.
All right, why don't you grab a dry erase marker, and I've got some words that I would like for you to spell for me on the board. Okay, the first word is most. Good job. Caught. Because.
Oh, because.
Okay. Another. Good job. Which, like, which direction should we go? Good. Off.
Off.
Good. Through. I am through with this book. Good job, Vivienne. Young. The baby is young. Pull. Very good. Around. And the last one is both. Very good. Okay, because you have that list mastered, you get to color the seashell. Okay, come have a seat with me. Very good with your sight ladder words and spelling. Do you remember what we talked about yesterday? We read a poem. Right? Oh, so I will say this is one thing I try to do. Every day, we'll just very quickly review what we did the day before. That way we're both on the same page and we know what's happening, right? So, yesterday we studied, we read a poem. Do you remember what the poem was called? What's the month after this month?
September.
Yep, we read a poem called September. We talked about the letter Q, right? And the letter combination QU, which makes the what sound? Qua, qua. No, not ku, qua, qua. Okay, and then you did some independent practice yesterday. We studied this painting, right?
Yeah.
So today, we are gonna talk about multi-syllable words, part one. One of the things that I like about The Good and the Beautiful is that it tells you pretty much what to say to your child. It's really flip and go teaching, so you can open the textbook and just read what they tell you to say, and elaborate, obviously, if you need to, answer questions as you need to, but it makes it very, very easy. So sometimes a word can look hard to read, especially if you've never read it before. But if you break the word up into individual sounds or chunks, the word is easier to read. So let's practice doing that. We've done this a lot in your in your level 1 course book, and now we're gonna do it in level 2. But first you're gonna say each sound and then you'll put the words together, okay? So start with this. Here, I'll do the first one and give you an example. W-u-d-l-ark, woodlark.
Woodlark. Out. Look out.
Please write the word joined, and I want you to write them as a list. So like you'll write one word here, one word here, one word here, and the first word is joined. Ooh, nice handwriting. Noisy. Good. Actually, the next word is good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you just did it.
The next word is wood. Perfect. Now I'd like for you to write cooked. Yep, check that one. How do you spell cooked?
Complicated.
Nope. Spell it out loud for me.
C-O-O-K-C.
Cooked. C-O-O-K. You have that part right. How do you make it past tense? So one thing that I like to do is make sure that I print or copy whatever worksheets we're going to need for the lesson the day or night before. That way, when it comes time to do the lesson, I'm not scrambling to try and figure out what we need. So I actually have, let me show you. These are the worksheets that we are going to be using as independent practice today in language arts. So again, they're in the book, and I could have her use them, like do the worksheets, complete the worksheets within the book, but because I want to recycle the books and use them for my other children at a later time, I've copied these with my copier and she can work on them that way. Once she completes worksheets, she always writes the date at the top, and then we have a little bin on this bookshelf that I'll show you in just a second. It's a done bin, so she puts completed work in that little bin. This is our done bin where she puts completed work. So now I've got worksheets for you to complete. So read the directions out loud to me, please.
Read each paragraph aloud and then draw a line from the paragraph to the matching picture.
Okay. And then once you complete this activity, you'll move down here, read those directions out loud to me.
And then you read the word on the chart and then spell it aloud, hopping for each letter. Repeat twice for each.
What's this word?
Repeat twice for each word. For all the words on the chart, say a word aloud and then write it on a separate sheet of paper in all uppercase letters.
Very good.
Bees buzz by the beehive. They are getting sleepy and need to go inside the beehive soon.
Good job. Now, what does the first direction ask you to do in the next section?
Read a word on the chart and then spell it aloud, hopping for each letter.
Oh.
M-O-N-T-H. M-O-N-T-H.
Good job. Next word.
And then write it on a separate sheet of paper in all uppercase letters. Repeat in all lowercase letters.
Okay, so we will use your handwriting practice paper. So again, write the date at the top, please. And remember that, hold on, before you start writing, you don't need to use this blank space. I only want you to use the line spaces, okay? So for all the words on the chart, say the word aloud and write it on a separate sheet of paper. And let's do lowercase first, and then on this page you can do uppercase. Will that work?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead. So there's another worksheet in front of you. In this course, you will memorize 2 poems. In Unit 1, you will memorize the first poem. In Unit 2, you will memorize the second poem. In Units 3 through 5, you will review both poems. So I want you to read the poem aloud to me, and then in the box, you're going to copy the missing lines from the first stanza. Do you know what a stanza is?
Like a sentence?
Yeah. So you're going to read then for the third step, you're going to read the first stanza twice, then cover the first stanza with an index card and try to say it from memory. You're going to look at the lines if you need to and do this for at least a few minutes. I'm going to read the poem, and I want you to hear how I try to keep a steady pace while I'm reading, okay? God by Frances Wright Turner. Just an apple blossom, just a singing bird, just a little laughing brook, or a happy word. Just a bit of blue sky, a bit of earth's green sod. Oh, what little things it takes to show us God. Now I want you to try again.
God by Frances Wright Turner. Just an apple blossom, just a singing bird, just a little laughing brook, or a happy word. Just a bit of blue sky.
Okay, so the first stanza is this first little paragraph here. So What's the missing line? First line here is just an apple blossom. What line comes next?
Just a singing bird.
Yep, that's what you need to write there. Cover the first stanza with an index card and try and say it from memory. Okay, go for it. Can you try?
Just an apple blossom, just a singing bird, just a little laughing brook, or a happy bird.
That was super impressive. Do it once more.
Just an apple blossom, just a singing bird, just a little laughing brook, or a happy bird.
Well done. So that kind of wraps up using the Good and the Beautiful course book, the level 2 Good and the Beautiful language arts course book. But now what I'm gonna have Vivienne do is log into Reading Eggs, which is an online learning program that we use to kind of supplement both math and language arts. Alright guys, that is it for teaching language arts today. Viv's got her Reading Eggs program in front of her that she's going to work on for like 15 to 30 minutes. While she does that, I'm going to kind of do my own thing, clean up around the house a little bit, and that is it. Once she's done with Reading Eggs, we'll move on to the rest of our school day, but I hope you enjoyed seeing what it's like teaching a lesson to my first grader, my 6-year-old, using the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 2 course book. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. I would be happy to answer them or point you in the right direction if I don't have the answers, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!